Thanks for the support as a channel member, PP0476. Well, here we go then, folks. Bourne Town Football Club will be starting next season in League 2. We've just turned full-time professional, and we've got to assemble a squad that can stay in the Football League. I don't even know what the situation around the ground or anything like that is. This is going to be probably the most pivotal summer in this entire series. Hello and welcome to part 48 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our season review, transfer special, all that usual stuff. But of course, it is an extra special one because, as you can see, us and our local rivals, Boston, the two Lincolnshire clubs, are both making their way into the Football League for the start of the 2028-29 season. It's a big deal, boys and girls. And as you can see, we have also turned professional. We have a little bit of money to spend, but realistically, these are the same budgets we had at the end of last season. It's just all rolled over because financially, we're not doing great. Although, apparently, a jump into the Football League is going to make us a profit. That's this season. We're going to lose £1 million a year in League 2, which is problematic. But yeah, we're going to see how all this pans out. I don't know what impact going full-time professional is going to have. I don't know what kind of players we're going to be able to attract. But I'm excited for what's to come. Let's hit continue a few times and get into the normal end of season review stuff. So here we go then. Season review stuff is in. There's your confirmation that I've signed a new 2-year contract extension. I'm earning, where am I? Earning quite a lot of money now here at Bourne. £1,200 a week for a newly promoted League 2 manager. That is a decent salary. I might have to get into football management. Confirmation that we have just finished in our record high position as well, second in the National League. Jacob Quinn has been moved up into our all-time best 11, presumably on the bench, so he's not in the best 11 at all because he's in the best 18. But this is our all-time best 11, so we'll do our normal having a little look through this lot to see what they're up to now, see if there's any of them we can bring home. So our all-time best goalkeeper is Davon Griffin, who played a couple of seasons for us, then didn't play, and has now been playing for Bohemians in Ireland, who apparently are now down in the Irish First Division rather than the Premier Division. So he went to Ireland and got his club relegated. Mata is still our left-back, and he's still playing, aged 30 now. Japhet Mata has been banging in the goals for Stockbridge forever. Surely he's going to be on their favoured personnel list. I don't know if he's still on ours. He's a club icon at Stocksbridge Park Steels. I was going to say that's the club Jamie Vardy came through. I knew that name sounded familiar. So they've had two fantastic strikers in their history, although Mata, for us, fantastic left-back. Let's just see. Is he on our favoured personnel list as well? He's not. Bless his cotton socks. I'm the only club legend still. Excellent. Long should it remain. I am the legend. I am legend. That's a film, isn't it? Appropriate for the current climate too. Morrison is one of our centre-backs, still only 21 years old, playing for Oldham in League 1 where he's done a full season for them. I think we actually did we let him go on a free transfer at the end of last year? Or did that? I'm not really sure how that transfer even happened. But for him to leave us, I think he didn't want to sign a new contract with us, so he left that way. But I wonder if Morrison might be someone we could try and bring back. Likewise, Wiggett playing in League 1 as well for Derby, where he's been, although he's not actually playing. So Charlie Wiggett, 25 now. I wonder if he's somebody we could maybe try and bring back to the club. He's wanted by Posh amongst other clubs. Let's scout some of these former players, and it would be nice to start bringing some of the heroes who helped get us here back to the club. Neil White is still with us, not really been playing because of Shaw Sainsbury, but he did have those good first couple of seasons with us. Mariah Welsh, still a free agent, bless him. He had his couple of years with us, left on a free transfer last summer, hasn't been able to find a new club. I imagine he's going to be the next one who ends up retiring. Carlisle are interested in him, but usually what we find when they've been without a club for that long, they tend not to find a new one. Matthew Smith's an example of that, who left Doncaster, wouldn't even come back in on trial with us last summer, and then went on to retire. Rafael Garcia still at Weymouth, or now at Weymouth, because he was at Wickham. I knew it began with a W. Bit of a drop down for him. He had been playing in League 2 for a little while, but now back at conference level. We'll scout him, but I think we may just have moved beyond him now. Marcus Day, another one who's now a free agent, having been at Burton in League Two. So let's see if we can get him in on trial, because he only had one season with us, but it was a fantastic season. So let's see if we can get Day back in. He had several years at South Shields afterwards, time at Torquay and Burton. So he's been around a bit, but he was one of our really early stars, and it would be nice to at least get him back in on trial. Connor Carty's another one who ended up retiring. 26 goals in 26 games for us, but retired after leaving Cork and refusing to come back in on trial for us. And Hector Ingram's another one who wouldn't come back. In fact, he did come back in on trial. It wasn't good enough for us anymore. We'd moved beyond him, so he retired also. That's just confirmation of where they all are. Our end of season awards: Player of the Year, Jacob Quinn. Cannot argue with that at all. He's kind of moved a level beyond Matthew Bond this year. I mean, you can tell he's the one who's at a championship club and has bags of potential, whereas Bond, who finished runner-up, is the one who's a little bit older and is kind of got his level here in non-league. And I think Matthew Bond, despite his heroics in that playoff final, might struggle with the step up to League Two. I'm not sure if he's got it in him. We'll find out. I'm sure I'll give him the chance, but I worry a little bit about him. It's going to be important to try and get Quinn back for a third year on loan, if at all possible. Bradshaw, another loanee, as the third place. Quinn got goal of the season. Let's have a little look at it, see what goal of the season looked like. I'm sure it was a spectacular wonder effort from Jacob Quinn, but we need to see some confirmation. So Bedwell played it to Dorset, big ball forward from him. Quinn picks it up just inside the opposition half, and now he's going on a long run, and now he's hitting it really hard. I mean, it's not anything special. I saw many goals better than that last season. I don't understand how goal of the season works. Harmon got signing of the season. All year long, in my head, he was here on a loan, but apparently he's here permanently. I'm not sure how he is signing of the season, really. I would say Broadbent, definitely signing of the season. He was very, very important. Or Dorset, both of them. Mark Sheffel, players who actually played. Shaw Sainsbury. Jacob Quinn got Young Player of the Year as well. And the Team of the Year, Anang in goal. A back four of Mark Sheffel, Dorset, Dootson and Shaw Sainsbury. Bradshaw, Broadbent, Mundell and Sati in midfield, and Bond and Quinn up front. Top scorer was Quinn on 27 goals, also highest average rating, 7.31. Most assists go to Matt Bradshaw on that left-hand side, 12 assists in all competitions. He's another one who we're going to try and extend the loan for, because he's turned into such an important player. Ryan Robinson, best pass completion. Not bad at all from central midfield. Played a lot of games in central midfield. Obviously just a very tidy player in there with a solid pass completion rate. Most man of the match towards Jacob Quinn, who, I mean, clearly is our star now, and Romain Mundell, king of the naughty boys. Most yellow cards and the only red card of the season. Season review confirms I would say we overperformed. It says here we were expected to be in the running for a playoff place, and we did win the playoffs. That being said, the media had us down as title favourites before the season started, but Sir Mick Powell was always looking for playoffs, so I think we've just about done what we should have done. Our team of 2020, lots of names. Max Taylor, I wonder if his girlfriend still comes to all our matches like she always used to. He's now playing in the National League South for us. And yeah, Nelly Furtado. Are they? Oh, so he's playing for Cheshunt. And these are all the ones who are retired now. So many of them retired at this point. Very sad. So club vision for next season. Sir Mick Powell is looking for mid-table. The man's a crazy person. Mid-table. So by the end of next year, he wants a top half finish in League Two. He doesn't let me rest on my laurels, does he? We've come up from tier 10 to tier 4 in 10 seasons, and he's still saying, I don't want you in a relegation battle though. Still want you to be competitive. Our team leaders are Mundell, Bond and Dootson. That looks about right. End of season team meeting. So I guess we're going to have to tell them we're looking for a mid-table finish. We are going to need to bring in some players though. So where's the one that says mid-table, but I'm going to sign some people? That's the one I'm looking for. There you go. So you've done brilliantly to get us promoted this season. Hopefully when you get back there'll be some new faces here that can help us get a mid-table finish. That's pleased everybody. Excellent stuff. Sati was the most injured player last season, which I didn't even have him down as having that many injuries really. I thought that said stadium upgraded, but it's our scouting range is now upgraded. Player of the year isn't one of ours, so we don't care. And now let's vote for the manager with the lowest win percentage, so that I'm more likely to win manager of the year which, of course, I would like to do. Marcus Day. Let's have a look at Marcus Day. Coming back in on loan, on trial even. Please be good. 27 years old, but still with far more potential than current ability. I think that's the story of a footballer who didn't really get his chance, spent a lot of his career playing at clubs who weren't really developing him as a player. And because of that, he'll never fulfill that potential that he always had. But here we have... What's happened here? Board planned to build a new stadium, and then 3 minutes later, board cancel expansion plans. Is that because we're building a new stadium? Right, hold on. So, the board have announced plans to build a new stadium. We're in the process of searching for suitable sites and possible investors. The main reason behind the decision was the Wake's current ground, Abbey Lawn, is an old venue with high maintenance costs, and the board felt it would be more beneficial to build a brand new stadium. I agree. The board have, however, pointed out this will not be a smooth process, and it will take some time before any plans can be finalised and put into action. I really hope they build somewhere that has some decent expansion capacity so we don't get stuck in the same situation we had with home, where we've got a 12,000 capacity stadium we can't increase and we're ground sharing in the Champions League. Our stadium expansion has unfortunately had to be scrapped. Although the board had promised more money would be available, they no longer see the importance of such an investment. Abbey Lawn is located in Bourne. The stadium has room for 4,300 supporters and the potential to be expanded to a capacity of 5,250. So, does that mean the new stadium thing is scrapped? Because I'd be up for them not building a new stadium for a year or two yet. We don't fill this one. No, it does say they're searching for a new site with a planned capacity of 5,000 seats. What's the point? So we're just going to go to an all-seat... We don't use the seats anyway, so we're looking for an all-seater stadium with a capacity smaller than the expansion capacity of where we are now. Oh, I don't understand. What would we do without this man? 600,000 last summer, £500,000 this summer. It means we're now still looking pretty unhealthy. But at least we've got a healthy bank balance right now, and that's the important thing. We have our first signings of the summer in. A little gift from Past Kev. He must have done this late at night when the Premier League releases were announced, because I don't remember doing any of these, but they've all just turned up. So as usual, Past Kev's gone for a goalkeeper. Sam McIntyre, 18-year-old New Zealand, not internet. I would have assumed he'd at least got a cap for New Zealand if he was any good. An under-21 cap. Where did he come from? Arsenal? Come on now. 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Potential to be a League One goalkeeper in the future, but not yet good enough to play in League Two. This is going to be a bit of a theme, I think. They've all got Bs as signings. Lee Montgomery is an 18-year-old midfielder, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's from Manchester United. Ethan Catamol is an 18-year-old centre-back, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential from Chelsea. And Alex Webster is an 18-year-old right-back, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential from Liverpool. So one from each of the big clubs, because I'm apparently not acknowledging Man City or Tottenham. Are Tottenham a big club? I've been watching Non-Meter Legend. I suspect they're not. But they're our first big signings. We've still got absolutely oodles of money. I'm having a look through to see what contracts I want to be renewing out of our existing first team squad. Not loads, to be honest. Let's try and sort this. So I'm probably going to let White go. I might let Horlock go, but I might keep him around because he's got decent potential. And as a backup goalkeeper, he's going to be quite cheap. We do need to sign a proper goalkeeper over the top of him, though, because Anang's got to go. But White, with Shaw Sainsbury here and that other new right-back coming in, I probably don't need White. McDonald, again, at 24, and Robinson. I would imagine Robinson, McDonald, Cornell, all of these, at the age they're at, with limited potential now, I'm probably just going to let them leave. I want to try and extend these loans, so I'll work on that in a second. And then everyone else is on a longer contract. So there's not much in the way of contracts that need renewing, but we do need to try and sort these loans. I don't know if the transfer window is actually open yet to do it. Why can't we do this? Is the window not open yet? Oh, Sheffield Wednesday won't let him. That's why. Let's try and buy him then. We did actually have an offer accepted for him last summer. But then every time we've tried to get him since, they've wanted multiple millions. Bradshaw, let's see if we can get him on loan for another year. So loan. if we pay his wages, which I think I'm willing to do. There's currently a limit of 4 long-term transfers per season that can be signed from a club. That's fine. Other than that, there's no limit. £1,000 a week. I can live with that. We'll bring Bradshaw back in for another year. Sarti, I would like to try and bring back as well because he's Sarti and he's awesome. And they want a lot of money for him as well. But he's Sarti and he's awesome, so we'll bring him back. Quinn would have been perfect. Bedwell, again, has played a lot of games to get us to this point. Let's try and get Bedwell in for another season-long loan. That's him sorted as well with an extension, hopefully. Gleeson, probably won't bother with because he barely played. But Quinn, I mean, last summer, Quinn signed very late in the summer, so there's always a chance that we might be able to bring him in late again. But I wouldn't hold out too much hope this time round. It's the day before free transfer day, which means we're releasing a whole bunch of players, the notable ones who have gone: White, McDonald, Robinson and Cornell, plus a load of youngsters as well. We really struggled to get Bradshaw to confirm his loan extension. We have managed to get that one to just sneak through before he left. Quinn has now left the club, and now we just start with the asking him to come back every 3 or 4 days in the hope that he will. There's a few other contracts that expire at the end of this coming season that we need to have a little look at. Broadbent in particular absolutely is going to be getting a new contract because he was a superstar when he came in. What I have noticed is that the League 2 season starts in July, and I think we're going to be subject to transfer windows now at this level. So I've got less than a month to complete this squad, and I can't bring a Broadbent in later on this time round. This is going to be an interesting couple of weeks. So 1st of July has arrived, and this is what our squad looks like. If we go to our usual squad depth page, you can see we're in desperate need of strikers. We have Bond and Sheedy and not really anybody else beyond them. Crawford is going to be on his way out. He's in on a non-contract and under offer. Mundell, of course, is a midfielder. Cotton, I think, was probably someone who's not really worked out, didn't get into the team very much last year, and I think he probably needs to be moving on. In fact, I'll stick him on the transfer list in a moment. In midfield, Broadbent definitely is someone we're going to be using. Mundell, been around for years. He can stay as part of the squad. And new boy Lee Montgomery in there as well. We probably need one more central midfielder to complete that group. Sarti and Harmon, not too bad as our wingers. If we could bring in one more, I won't be against it, but I'm not desperate. Likewise on the other wing, Bradshaw, Mitchell, Sheedy, Broadbent able to play out there as well. Mark Sheffield can play there. We're not too bad on the wings. 2 of our strongest players are Bradshaw and Sarti, so I can cope with not too much in the way of upgrades there. At the back, Bedwell's our best player at left back and centre back. Mark Sheffield and Garrett, decent understudies, as are Dootson and Dorset. And new boy Ethan Catamol as another centre back option at right back. We've got Shaw Sainsbury, but he's actually under offer from Luton at the moment, and we've accepted an offer of £60,000 plus a whole load of add-ons. We might be underselling him a little bit, but he wants to go. And we've got Webster, who's new in and a little bit younger with better potential. So I think sometimes we've got to sell to survive, haven't we? And I think we desperately need a new goalkeeper. Quigley, for about the last 6 years, has been our best goalkeeper, and then I've not played him. But we need goalkeepers. We desperately need goalkeepers. So now the usual dance of bringing in lots of trialists begins, and we see what we can find in these positions we definitely need to strengthen. They never want to come home, and it's very sad, despite the fact he's a free agent now. I wonder if we could just... See, the problem is he's not... He is scouted from May. Right, let's just offer him a contract. This might be the best way to bring him back. Perhaps offering him a trial is insulting to a man like Charlie Wiggett, who we already know all about him. So let's see what... I always forget he's my director of football until I very rarely see him just appear like that. Right, we don't want any of this nonsense on here. Get rid of all that. I should have left the relegation wage drop on. Not that I'm planning on getting relegated. Whoa, he wants a lot of money. But then he is going to be an absolute superstar for us. So perhaps we offer him a lot of money as a player to build a defence around because he's that good with all this league experience. Charlie Wiggett might be coming back, boys and girls. Well, this hurts. He went on trial with Oldham rather than signing for us permanently. I think we're going to have a little bit of a problem this summer. Reputation-wise, I'm not sure what our media prediction is. 10th place, I think that's the lowest we've been predicted for a long time. But reputation-wise, we have a tiny, tiny reputation trying to compete for players. And just looking at some of the ones that we're already looking to bring in, the other clubs who are offering players to these players that I'm trying to sign, this could be one of those really, really frustrating summers. I mean, this guy would have been awesome. But no. Still nobody else in, but Shaw Sainsbury has gone. He's gone to Luton. And it's, I mean, they're in the Championship. He wanted to go. It's the danger of bringing in these youngsters. He didn't want to sign a contract extension. He had another year left, but we've got a 40% sell on. So if he ends up being as good as I hope he might be, we might be able to earn some big money in the future. It's a shame, but what we're going to do? Hopefully bring in lots more players. It's just not going that way so far. Another example of frustration. This guy, we offered him $4,000 a week, and he's still gone to Portsmouth. Portsmouth under 23s. Yes, they're in the Championship, but still $4,000 a week, and he's not interested in coming to. It's the first batch of trialists have all left, and this is what our transfers look like at the moment. So I don't think I mentioned we sold Rodoni early on, but I think that's a decent bit of business. Brought him in for free, never played him, sold him for a little bit of money. Taylor Jones has gone out on loan. Tim Ball, who was, I mean, I don't even remember Tim Ball. Who's Tim Ball? That's who Tim Ball is. He played 14 games. I don't remember him. And Shaw Sainsbury, of course, going to Luton. We already know about the first 4 who came in. We've only been able to bring in 3 more so far. They are 3 good uns. We have our new goalkeeper, Toby Savin, who is a 3-star current ability goalkeeper, so a little bit better than Anang. Importantly, decent player for most League 2 sides. Yes, I know we've still got this guy judging this, which is probably a bad idea. Where's my assistant manager? There you go. If we get old Tom Jones involved, he sees a little bit more potential in Savin, who's 27 years old. But he's played lots of games for Accrington in the National League and League 1 and League 2. So he's got league experience, which is important. He's got to be better than Anang, which is even more important. Dan Matsuzaka is a 29-year-old Japanese defender, presumably has English dual nationality. Yeah, he's homegrown. 3.5-star current ability, a leading player for the division below, but a better defender than Dootson and Dorset. Again, lots and lots of experience in the league we've just come out of, but this is the best. This is genuinely the best I can find. And then Christopher Dodd, who is the highlight of the summer so far, 21-year-old replacement for Shaw Sainsbury. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. I would argue better than Shaw Sainsbury was. And he's cost us nothing. So at least that makes that piece of business worthwhile. But at the moment, we've literally brought in a slightly better goalkeeper, a slightly better defender, and a like-for-like replacement at right back. There is still much to do. The season starts in 3 weeks. Slowly but surely starting to assemble a squad. We have a striker, Stephen Westbox. He's only in on loan for the year, but if we can't get Quinn, at least we have another striker he's a considerable step up from Bond and Sheedy. And I'm not against having Bond and Sheedy as like my backup strikers because they did such a good job last year. They might even be able to make the step up, but to take someone who is of a considerably higher level. I mean, he scored 11 goals in Hungary last year. He must be good. So he's in as a striker. We have another goalkeeper because I've now found one who's better or at least as good as Savin. But Savin is the best name ever for a goalkeeper, which I can't believe I didn't notice before I signed him. I've signed a goalkeeper called Savin and then replaced him. What am I thinking? But this kid has got potential to improve as well. So we've got Williams and Savin. We'll play them both in goal. And then Hayden Hackney is a 26-year-old central midfielder who's not quite up there at Broadbent level, but is the 4th central midfielder that we needed. This is the kind of player we're kind of having to resort to get, the slightly older ones that don't have as much potential that are costing a lot of money. But to be fair, lots of League 1, League 2 experience. He's not certainly not a bad player to bring in as a squad option for us. We are now about a week and a half from the start of the season, and we're still not quite there, I don't think. We still really need to strengthen at the back. We still probably need another striker. I'd like to just strengthen everywhere, but I don't know, we're getting there. The media certainly seem to think I'm assembling a good squad because they've now upgraded me to a 6th place prediction, which is absurd because I don't know if we can actually look at the team stats. No, we can't look at the team stats for money and stuff until the season starts and we played a game. But last year in the conference, we were the lowest sponsorship when that came through. We have no money. We have no money and no reputation. We can't get anyone good to sign for us. How are we favourites for a playoff finish? We have another batch of signings in. Let's have a look. Where did we get to before? I think we got as far as Hayden Hackney. So I know we've got a lot of loans. I am aware of the fact we've now got 7 players at the club on loan and we can only use 5 of them in our matchday squad. I'll figure that out at a later date. We'll rotate them a little bit. But we've got 3 more loans in. Jeff Still-Selby is a 20-year-old English centre-back, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. He might be one who doesn't play because of the rotation, because he's not outstanding compared to... Bedwell, I guess, is also not outstanding. So they might be the 2 that miss out. And we'll go with Matt Suzaka and one of the other new boys, Sam Lavelle, who's a 31-year-old Scottish centre-back who's been playing for Wrexham in League 2 for the last couple of years. Before that, a long career with Morecambe, a lot of which was in League 2 and then the National League. So lots of Football League experience, again, from some of these players that we're bringing in. I've not got much in the way of superstar youngsters. We're kind of having to fill that void with loans. This is probably the superstar youngster we'll sign all summer. Taylor Coots is an 18-year-old England under-19 international striker on loan from Newcastle who's got the potential to be a Premier League striker in the future. He's not quite, in fact, when I signed him, he wasn't quite as good as West Box, but apparently he's now already better. He's already done a Mick Powell, but he's on loan for the season from Newcastle, who've just signed him from Hull for big money, and we've managed to get him on loan, so that's a cracking piece of business. He'll know Still-Selby as well, and he'll also know Bob George Tanner, who's also on loan from Newcastle until the end of the season. He's an attacking midfielder or central midfielder, 20 years old, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, playing in that central midfield role. He's right up there with Broadbent when it comes to quality, but does give us the option to maybe switch to a 4-2-3-1 and play with an attacking midfielder as well. So he played in the Premier League for Newcastle last season, only once, but still, he played in the Premier League for Newcastle last season. So the team is starting to take shape like this. My concern is the amount of loans. Bedwell, I guess, is going to miss out completely. Is it even possible to just send him back? So don't see that he's going to be getting anywhere near this team. We can't terminate his own, but Mark Sheffield can start at left back, and then we've got Still-Selby, Lavelle to play centre back, Bradshaw. What we really need to do is find a couple of decent wingers so we don't have to play both Bradshaw and Sarti, and I think we're probably going to have to go with Coots and West Box as our 2 strikers. Maybe. We still have lots of money left because it's done the weird money thing again, which I still don't know if it's a glitch or whether it flicked over when the game saw that we'd got promoted. So maybe it was giving us a 38 grand budget when we were in the National League, and then when we jumped up to League 2, maybe it gave us more budget. I'm less precious about not spending it this year. If I have to get all the way up to 54 grand a week, I will, because having a look at the league, this is a weird way to get there. Although I still can't see the wage budgets, one thing we can look at is sponsorship income and see that we make £6,000 a year in sponsorship income. Southend makes £600,000 a year in sponsorship income. We're competing in a different financial reality to most of this division, so we'll spend if we have to. And with a week to spare before the new season starts, I think we're done. Right, we'd already bought Lavelle in, so 4 more signings. Sean Mcwilliams is a 29-year-old midfielder, can also play as a defensive midfielder, so gives us the option to play with a defensive midfielder if we need to. We now have the players we needed to. We need to play a diamond if I decide to go down the route of a diamond. McWilliams is a leading player for League 2 teams, comes in as the best central midfield player at the club. He's been at Northampton for a long time. I'm going to try not to hold that against him. He did have a year at Kings Lynn, which balances it out a little bit. But he had the good sense to leave Northampton. He had the good sense to take Northampton down into the conference and then leave them and come to bigger and better things at Bourne. So that works for me. I can live with that. We also brought in Richard Robinson, 23-year-old former Welsh under-21 striker who can also play in any of the attacking midfield positions. He can play on the right-hand side of midfield. Again, gives us a quality striker and flexibility to maybe try a 4-2-3-1 if we want to go down that route. He's almost as good as Taylor Coots, better than West Box. Another leading player for League Two sides. He's been at Swansea previously, never really had a chance. Goodness me, is he going to get his chance now? We've got another striker, Lewis Richardson, who comes in and takes the number 10 shirt, 25 years old, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Up there, similar sort of ability to Robinson, a good League Two player, another one who's very quick. He's scored goals in League Two in the past, which is something that no other striker in the squad can say. And then we've also brought in a youngster as well. Casey Merritt is a 17-year-old right winger. He's not going to be in the team this year, but he's got 5-star potential. And he's a Man United youngster. And also, we need to, one thing I forgot about until I've just remembered it as I'm talking to you. So I can't even pretend that's the reason we signed him as a long-term thought. But in the Football League, I'm fairly sure one member of our bench or one member of our squad has to be homegrown. And I don't think we've got anybody, we're now predicted to finish 4th. I don't think we have any homegrown players at the club. Where are the rules? Are we in here somewhere? The match all about loans, under 21 players. Maybe that isn't a rule. Oh no, there it is. The match squad must have at least one player trained by the club. Now, we don't have anybody because our youth system has always been rubbish. If we have a look to see who we've got who's trained by the club, we don't have anybody who's there at the moment. But we do have, at least I don't think we do. No. But these are the ones who are going to become trained at the club, and obviously Harriet will become one of those, although he's not showing as being on there yet, which is a little bit weird. I don't know what we're going to do. I hope we get 7 subs in League Two, don't we? And we're just going to have one of them is going to be a youth player all the time, which is unfortunate. I've just made a terrible mistake, which is going to cause us serious problems going into the start of this season. I had all the players highlighted because I wanted to count how many there were. And then I decided to move somebody down to the under-23s while they were still all highlighted. So they all moved down to the under-23s. And now all of these quality players I've just brought in have had their morale absolutely shattered. I've had complaints coming in about developing concerns and players unhappy. I've moved them all back into the right squad now. But we still have a load of players who are unhappy. I've broken it. I've broken the team. We've just got promoted and we've only got an average dressing room atmosphere. It'll be fine. Right, who are we going to make captain? Matthew Bond is the current captain. Matthew Bond's rarely going to play, but I think we've got to keep him as captain. Broadbent as vice captain. I think both of them deserve to have me show a little bit of faith in them. But I think this is us done for transfers, unless we get a fantastic player come up on the scout reports, because we do have a little bit of money left over. We've got about £6,000 a week left in our wage budget, tiny little bit of transfer budget as well. But I think it's pretty unlikely, although we'll just bring all these ones in on trial, just to have a little look, because you never know. And I don't think anyone else is likely to leave the club. So I think this is probably the squad that is going to be taking us into the new season in tomorrow's episode. So we'll have a little look through them in just a second, just get some fitness into this lot. So if we have a look at the team report, I'm actually much more positive than I was, for me, like an hour and a half ago, for you, probably 10 minutes ago, when it looked like we weren't going to be able to bring anyone in. So I think we've got some very good options up front now. Coots, Robinson, Richardson and Westbox, all good enough to play at this level. And we've still got Bond and Sheedy, who were very, very good in the league below as well. So 6 potentially decent strikers. Bradshaw, who was our star man last year, it shows the quality we've brought in, is now only a 3-star player in this team. We don't have the strongest backups for him. Sheedy, I guess, would be the other one who can play on that left wing. So we might end up leaning towards a diamond a little bit sooner than previously anticipated, because quite apart from anything else, it means Bradshaw and Sati don't have to play, which solves their only being able to play 5 of our 7 loans. We just don't play those 2 and we can play everybody else. But Sati is too good to probably drop immediately, but we are definitely going to be start looking at the diamond. We're strong in central midfield. I would like to be a little stronger at centre back. And all through the defence and goalkeepers, to be honest. Our strongest area is definitely central midfield and up front. So we're just going to have to try and outscore teams. It'll be fine. Let's just see if any of these trialists are any good. Let's just hit the space bar, bring this slot in, see if they're any good, see if we want to bring in any more signings. We might be about to get a 5-star centre back, which would be lovely stuff. Nope. last one. I think we only invited four, didn't we? So let's check on him. And, oh no, there's still more. While there's still more trialists coming in, we have to just check them. No. I think we're done. We'll be playing Newport tomorrow and in the start of our life as a Football League club. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.